In the early 20th century, the world believed it had survived its worst nightmares. One global war had already torn empires apart. Millions were dead, borders were redrawn, and everyone promised it would never happen again. But beneath the surface, nothing was solved. Countries were humiliated, economies were broken, and resentment quietly replaced reason. Germany, once powerful, was crushed under punishment and shame. Its people were poor, angry, and desperate for meaning. That desperation became fuel. A man rose by telling people exactly what they wanted to hear, that their suffering wasn't their fault, that enemies surrounded them, that greatness could be restored, and the world watched. But it didn't act. By the time tanks rolled across borders, it was already too late. What followed was not just a war. It was a complete collapse of restraint. Cities were erased, entire populations were targeted, science was weaponized, and morality became optional. For the first time, war reached into every home. No front lines, no safe distance. Factories stopped making products and started making death. Railroads didn't carry passengers. They carried victims. And while soldiers fought on battlefields, civilians paid the highest price. This war wasn't fought only with guns. It was fought with fear, with propaganda, with silence. Then came the moment that changed everything. A single weapon dropped from the sky, ending the war instantly. But it also ended something else. The illusion that humanity could control its own power. From that moment on, the world lived under a shadow strong enough to erase cities in seconds. After the war ended, nothing returned to normal. Europe was broken. Empires vanished. New superpowers emerged. One promised freedom, the other promised control. And the planet split in two. Invisible lines replaced battlefields. Fear replaced open war. This tension shaped everything: politics, technology, education, even culture. Governments expanded, surveillance grew, military spending became permanent. Organizations were created to prevent another catastrophe, but they were built by the same people who caused the last one. The borders you see today, the alliances that exist, the conflicts that never end, they all trace back to this war. Even the technology you use every day has roots here. Computers, rockets, satellites, the internet, all accelerated by the need to win. This war didn't just decide who survived, it decided how the future would function. You didn't fight in it, you weren't alive for it. But every day, you live inside its consequences. And whether humanity learned anything from it is still an unanswered question.